All right, so we are live and we are with our learner here, and quite a lot of people have been asking questions about how Ujjwal got this amazing package, and you know, many other questions have come up, and we have Ujjwal here with us, who is going to answer all these questions for us. So, Ujjwal, thank you so much for being here with us and taking out this time to actually answer these questions and be here with us to just share your journey. So thank you so much for being here, Ujjwal.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, and yeah, thanks Board Infinity for wonderful like organizing this session. It will help the many learners to go through with the what my journey is. So I will try to depict what I have done. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So Ujjwal, my first question is that how did you get into the field of data science? Like, what decisions led to this factor that I'm going to become a machine learning engineer? Like, what's the background story? Because that's something that I am personally really excited to know, and I'm pretty sure whoever is watching this video or will watch this video in the future will also want to know, okay, how did he come up with this decision?
Okay, the decision was quite tough. There was in eighth semester I had two electives. One is big data and engineering, and second was cloud computing. Actually, I was not very well versed with the coding thing. I'm not that coder because I got placed in a company called Mobiloid, which was a web development firm in Delhi. But in my eighth semester, while I was doing my final project, submitting my thesis and project, so I was a bit, uh, you can say that knowledgeful about this data and analytics thing. So I started to pursue my job and my career in this path. It was a bit you can say that difficult decision for me because at that moment every was like typing getting placed in Infosys as a system engineer, as a software developer, and my thing was completely different as it was new in the market and new in the Indian IT industry. So uh, but yeah, I started to know about the data science from there, and I joined Board Infinity while I was working in Oyo rooms. So I was hired as a data analyst in Oyo rooms, and my day-to-day job revolves around like working with the data and handling tons of data crunching exercises. So I used to automate the things. I love automating the things from my end, and I tried my best to like do more research around the machine learning thing. Try to make a good model which have some predictions like regression models, classification model, reinforcement learning, and all that stuff. So there I started with the like doing my projects with BI and from myself. Kaggle is, yeah, you can say that a great platform to enhance that skill set. So that is rest which I am doing right now. So yeah.
All right, that was really good to know. So, you told us that you joined Board Infinity while you were working at Oil. So, how did you get to know about us, and what were your motivations behind joining this course? Like, what pushed you to enroll in the data science course, and how did you think, okay, this is something that I want to do?
Actually, I would be very honest. I believe from my like childhood days, I believe it is important to grow and learn. And in while working in Oyo, I has a sense of realization that you shouldn't be stopped doing this thing. Like you are working on this thing, you should always upgrade your skill while you are working. And it got a keen interest in me to start with the things, to start with the data science. And I was looking out for a good course. So I was searching out a lot on LinkedIn, on social platforms, on Google. I was doing, so I was looking out a curriculum which has a well structured curriculum, you can say that, for the data science, which covers all the aspects of data science like statistics, Excel, Tableau, and machine learning, advanced machine learning concepts. So I found BI, you can say that curriculum very structured, well mannered, and there are like tons of quizzes, assignments, and you need to do while completing one module. You need to have capstone project of that. So that was also like a good thing, because whatever you have learned, you try to embed those things in your assignments or in a project. So that was a key factor to join Board Infinity, because the curriculum was very good. The like all the 8 modules journey was very good, and you can say that a lot of things to learn, to practice on day to day basis, while after the class, while in the class. So that's why I decided to join the Board Infinity curriculum for data science.
That's amazing. So you did your research and actually ended up with us, which was, believe me, our pleasure only. And at this point, I just want to, tell everybody who's watching this video, if you have any questions for Ujjwal, just feel free to ask because he's here with us right now, and I'm pretty sure whatever question that you have, he is going to answer them. So we have our audience engaging. They're happy, sending smileys. All right. So, Ujjwal, my next question to you is that we at Ford Infinity, one of our USP is the one-on-one coaching, one-on-one mentoring with the students, and
Yeah.
we believe that is something very important because that gives a personal touch during the whole course of your learning journey when you are with your mentor, you're having a session with them. So how helpful do you think that those one-on-one mentoring sessions were for you, and how helpful were they in your journey?
Yeah, actually, right from the start, while like starting from Excel with Jay Chandran sir, then Kunal Naik sir with SQL, then Pulkit sir with machine learning, everyone like has a sense of, like, I used to learn from them a lot. So they always motivate you to do more. They always pushes you to do more. And while covering the things, while studying the things, and they told that you should more focus on the Kaggle, do some good projects. So one-on-one coaching, I would say that it plays a major vital role, because see, you have covered your 8 module, and now it's a one-on-one session with your coach, and you get to know what have you learned so far, and how well you implemented those things in your via in your projects, or via in your assignments. So he used to check all those things, and he used to take the mock interviews, which is very good. Like I feel that that was a major factor for any person to get understand like how well he is with the technologies, or with any module. So the one-on-one coaching is very helpful, because as a learner from my side, because I am the new to this machine learning field. So he always used to say that no, you have learned so far, just try to learn more, just try to do the things more, just try to implement the things more, because this is all about practicing a lot. It helps you to gain uh, the knowledge, that the error debugging the things, it will always help you to gain more information about the particular module or particular subject or a particular thing. So they always tries to motivate you, like try to do more, try to do more. And if they are always happy, like they don't show to me, they show that they say to me that okay, it's fine, but you are lacking on this part. So I believe that criticism is good, and it works for me. So I believe that it will always take as a positive side, and yeah, it will always help anyone to lead in their career path. So I believe it is good for me, and for everyone else also.
All right, okay, that was a great answer. So, Ujjwal, I also wanted to know this thing personally that you told us that you need to keep upgrading, you need to keep learning, and that is very true. In whichever field you are, that is something that you need to do. You need to keep upskilling. So, your field, that is data science, machine learning, how frequent do you think that upskilling should be? Is it on a daily basis that you need to learn something new, or you can take up courses once in a while and upskill yourself, like with our course?
I believe that machine learning is not a subject which you can learn in a day or in a week or a month. It needs to have a constraint, you can say, a touch of the things, like you need to have you need to cover a lot of things, and you need to implement lot of things parallelly. So I believe it's not a one task thing. You need to have a dedication to it continuously. I believe that giving 10 hours or 12 hours a week is not like that big much. Why for a fresher or for a working professional? Because they can take 2 hours a day for implementing the things and what they have learned. So there is a sense of, like, you can say that sense of learning criteria which all learners should apply. Like they used to have their jobs. For a person like me, like I used to have my job, and I used to log in at 10:30 and log out at 6. But beside that, I used to like engage with my modules also, what the things which are left, what are the things where am I progressing. I used to check my progress board very frequently, and I feel like a bit down when low percentage appears on that. So I too face that, and I try to think like that, no, I need to work on it, I need to do more of the stuffs like that. I used to like tease my program managers a lot, like send me this material or this, I want to work on that. And they are also very good, they used to support me a lot. And for any query, they used to like have a connect of sessions with like, if I want to connect with someone, so they always feel happy, like, okay, if he's trying, then we should also try. And it's all about the trying. And I believe that it should be on a like daily basis if you can, or on an alternate basis, like however a person feel like that. Because it's just like you can say that a good food which you want to have daily. But it needs to be taken, okay, but it needs to be lacking also. But so we need to have a differentiation of both of the things. So if you lack at certain moment, you won't have like that much of a skill set. But if you try on a daily basis, like if you try working with the things, debugging with the things, because many of the learners or many of the people like stuck a lot in between, like while work like working professional, and while doing the course, like they used to juggle a lot. um, so I used to have that kind of you can say that connect with some of my friends, and they say that, how do you manage? So I said, I don't think that much. You guys think that I need to cover that thing on that much time, and I need to sit for that much time to cover anything. But I don't like feel like to you can say that I don't feel like to think a lot while this, and I used to implement the things. So that works for me. I don't think like I need to have certain time to study, or I need to, I just you can say that it's a daily routine and you need to follow. So it's just like that. So everyone needs to do that, and it's good for you.
All right, okay. We have a question as well. So the question is, tell me something about how to prepare for interview, and does having a project that you have worked on end to end really give you an edge during those interviews?
Yeah. So, how do I prepare for interview? Okay. So, interview thing is like a lot of things can be asked, and you have learned a lot of things. So, the majorly questions asked all is all about your projects which you have done. Okay, the major projects, the assignments, the whatever the crisp your crisp resume has mentioned. So it needs to be same like that. And just a second, I'm removing that. I will use. Okay. So I was saying that yeah, I was saying that you need to just work with the things like uh, I would say that it would be around like working you towards the, just a second, I think I get disconnected. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we're able to
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, great. So I was saying that for interview preparation, you need to focus very well on your projects, and the case studies which you have done so far. And so it is a very good thing, like to have a grasp of thing, because see, in the major or final projects you have to deal with a lot of data, and need to do feature engineering, you need to do data analysis part, you need to build the model, while a regression model, classification model, you need to cover the concepts really well, because the interviews always try to grill you on the basics. So you need to have a solid basics while preparing for the interview. They won't ask you that fancy question like how will this work, how they will ask you first on your basics, how much is your basics is cleared. If it is that much far level, so that you are good to go. And regarding the practicing thing, uh, I had one of my friend who is also a learner of BI. So we used to have a mock interview between us, and we used to have when we prepare anything like Python or machine learning after the module is over. So we used to have a mock session with us. So that works for us. Yeah,
All
and his
right.
name is
Okay.
Nakash. Yeah,
Okay, so I think peer-to-peer learning is also pretty great because
yeah.
you're learning with your fellow friend, and that's something that you do to gain more confidence. So we have another question from Simran only. So it's for the interview part. What should you focus more on? SAS, SQL, Python, the coding language, or what is the thing that you should definitely focus on?
I would say you need to focus majorly on statistics, because machine learning algorithms behind all the things is statistics and mathematics. Statistics needs to be very clear, like each concepts which you have learned, and which you have implemented. So that is like first priority. SQL is the database query language, and you can work on that. It needs to have more and more practice. That's how you cover the SQL part. And machine learning thing is a completely side different thing, and you need to prepare very well for that. I told it before, like you need to be well versed with the concepts. And once you're well versed with the concept, you should try to implement those things. So if I need to mm, order it, so I would say that statistic and machine learning, you need to focus a lot for a data science profile. SQL and Python is, of course, because you can't work with the stats and machine learning without any programming language. So you need to have very well versed with the Python thing, because it will definitely help you to implement the things and do the things via more automatically. So I would say like that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Ujjwal, we also hold hackathons during the course duration. So, I want to know, how did hackathons help you personally and professionally to grow?
Okay, hackathons are it is always a grasp of, you can say that it's a good thing that BI is conducting hackathons. And a hackathon can be of Excel, also can be of any module, so which you have covered so far. So it's a good hands-on, you can say that you need to, while what have you done, you have to create a presentation for same. And so it gives a sense of, you can say that working around the thing. So if you have worked and implement the things in hackathons, so it will give you a definitely a good amount of hands-on experience, because BI hackathons are really really very good. And the data structures and data and everything, you used to implement those things by machine learning, and you need to do some predictions, modeling part. So it always helps you to go ahead with the things. So yeah, hackathons are the really interesting things to work on, and everyone should participate on that. So just not because to see how, if they got a low score, that's no need to worry on that. Just try to think that what went wrong, what can be improved, and what is lacking, you can say that. I remember that I had a hackathon in Excel, first 7.01, I guess, and I got not that much score, but I was bit confused that I tried to implement this, I tried to implement that, and still what went wrong. So I used to coordinate with my friends, with my mentors, so they tell me that you can implement these things like this, or you haven't done this thing, you can create a you can say that scatter plot for that, you haven't you done bar plot for that. So that's a good thing to work on. So I would say that it will showcase your skill set around the things like how well versed with your things. So it is always good to have hackathons, either you score good or bad. So it will always boost you because you know your level, like you are doing some and you are competing with some others. So it's always good to have hackathons.
All right, okay. And we even have people, thanking you that they're going to now focus more on the basics. So that's great.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ujjwal, my next question to you is one which I think pretty much everybody who is watching the video and is going to watch the video later wants to know. How did you land up this amazing package at this amazing company at this amazing position? So I want to know what was your whole journey like from a learner to becoming an actual working professional? What were the placement drive like? How did the interview go? All things, everything.
So, okay, interview thing I can't disclose because it's a company policy. But yeah, it has certain rounds, and as a initial rounds, you need to clear those rounds. Some is around MCQ. Some will try to judge you on the conceptual part of the machine learning and the SQL thing. So that went very well, and because see. While preparing for Quantiphi and other firms also, I had interviewed with some other firms also. So I think that failure can teach you that much which success can't. So there were certain rejections which will be there, and because you are new with the things, you want to, as I'm a data analyst profile, and I want to move towards a data scientist profile or the machine learning engineer profile, it will have certain challenges, certain amount of things that you were not sure that it can be asked whether I have covered all the things or not. So it comes with the experience, I would say that. And it always, you need to deal the things via like very cautiously, I would say that. Just try to think like what, for example, I have given interview in company one, and for example, if you got rejected in company one, just try to think what went wrong. Okay, what are things you are lacking. So try to work on those things, I would say that. And just try to implement the things, push you at that level, like you try to answer all the questions or all the like concepts easily in the layman term. Because see, uh, it can be a differentiation of things, and there are different people who used to take the multiple rounds. Okay, some is of like layman stakeholder, so you need to present the things very in layman form. You need to tell the things. What I used to do, I used to give my answers referring to some example. Okay, so actually I don't have that kind of you can say that deliverable that I used to present what I have learned. I just like used to mug it up and just throw it out. So that don't work for me. I used to understand the things, and I used to give that via some logical answers. If you so they really understand well that that person has a concepts clear, and so it will always help you like if you prepare like that way. And the second thing is around like while going with the like rejection things and getting the placement. So yeah, I had certain amount of rounds in Quantiphi, and they had certain great one case study is there, one different questions were there, and so I have worked on that part. So how I worked on that part is like I have covered those things in my certain you can say that some assignments in my some case studies in my some projects from Kaggle. So I consider Kaggle a good platform to learn and implement the things. Just take the data set out and try to implement different algorithms, do classification problem, regression problem, reinforcement learning, everything you want to get hands on with. So that is like a good thing to follow. And while so the approach should be like that. In while preparing for interview, you should be very well versed, you can say that, confident from your end, like how are you giving the answers, whether you are able to make second person or the interviewer understand about your answer. Yeah, so that plays a major role in the interview process. How you present the things, how you show the things, like uh, to the in the simplest layman form to the interviewer, so he can understand the things. And of course, the aptitude preparation is also, because in most of the companies they used to ask on the guesstimate things, so like you can work on that part also. Mentor will help you, coaches will help you to on the same part. So you need to be very well versed with dealing the things. I would certainly say that follow a breadth first approach, not a depth first approach. What happens in depth first approach is that you started with the things, you try to dig the things, and you just ended with not covering what needs to be covered at certain time frame. See, goals are not just as aspirations, they needs to be achieved in a specified time frame. So I would suggest that when you start with the things, follow the breadth first approach. You understand the concepts, try to implement those concepts, and try to move ahead with the other things, and work on that things parallelly. So that will help you to like get more hands on with the things, and of course get more knowledge and insights of that thing. So I used to follow that thing, and I would suggest that everyone should follow, because there are multiple things that interview covers for a data scientist profile or a machine learning engineer profile. So you need to be very well versed with certain things, like you need to cover it like that. Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, so you shared your interview approach with us right now, which I am sure that many people are going to benefit from. I also want to know your approach during the course, because you told us that you were working full time and you
Mhm.
were also doing a course simultaneously. So, how did you juggle with the timings? How did you find out the time where you could study? What was your schedule like?
Schedule was like okay, prior I was living in Gurgaon, and I was having my job. Due to COVID, every and all the restriction, I couldn't came back my home. And so I used to be there because our office was open, and I had you can say that check-in time of 10 a.m. and log-out time of like 5 to 6 p.m. So I what I try to do it, like I used to log out early, I used to finish my things early, and after that I used to come early to my home, and I used to start have some rest, and just check my progress board, as I mentioned earlier, and check for the webinar thing also. So every day or every twice or thrice a day, certain webinars comes, and they used to certain show some insights and give some hands-on with the things. So I used to go on watch the videos of that, and that is kind of habitual thing, you can say that. So once you start with the things, it can become your habit. So it's just like that. So I used to follow the things, I used to start with the things, and used to follow the webinars and other things, and the projects also. So you have your projects, the capstone projects. I was trying to implement some more projects by myself, and that you can say that it kinds of, when you stuck with the things, so while you are working in office now, you will also feel the same, like, oh, I got that answer. I was lacking on that part. So still there were certain things which are going in mind parallelly, but it's all about how much religiously you are doing the things. So that binds you towards the path which you are following, to become a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. So you need to understand the business, you need to understand everything, you need to understand the technologies, you need to understand the business acumen. Every problem, every project has different kind of, you can say that, arrangements and other thing. So you need to follow the things which I told you, uh, parallelly engage. So how I used to prepare, like I used to give certain amount of time to one module, certain amount of time to other module. What I feel like that, you need to start with the theory, of course. Then you should directly try to jump on the implementing the things. For example, you started with Excel, okay. You should try to have a good project on Excel, or the studies on Excel, the formulas, functions, and everything. So you should be know that when it is used and how you need to cover that. So While in same for Tableau, for SQL, you need have hacker rank is there. Okay, project hero is there for Python practice. So you can take some, you can say that questions, and you should try to implement those questions in a Jupyter notebook, and you should try to get some answers and insights from there. For the machine learning thing, yeah, you need to follow certain blocks, I would say that. Medium blocks are very insightful, you can say that. Everyone used to share their thoughts at certain, we used to have our like own chat box, which in which we used to share the in Slack, which is it is creative, we used to share the insights of the, like what we have done, what we are doing. So everyone should follow this approach, like they can connect with themselves and try to have more insights about the things, like how in machine learning, like how the logistic regression works, what are the questions that can be asked on logistic regression, what are the assumptions, how, when we need to use that. So if you're well versed with the like conceptual thing, then you should just try to don't dig it too much, just try to implement those things and more with different problem statements, not on single problem statement, with different problem statements. You need to deal with the messy data in the company, so you need to be very you can say that hands on with the dirty data. So once you get well versed with that thing, so I would say that it works for you, and it will help you a lot, and to implement the things what you have you learned so far. Yeah,
Okay, so learning the theory is important, but actually practically applying it is
yeah.
equally important. All
That
right.
I would say that 60-40% ratio, because
Okay.
majorly for the like programming part in Pythons, you need to implement the things, as I said, that hacker rank and project ruler and BI case studies, assignments, and all the stuffs are there, a lot of things available online, so you can go ahead with that thing and implement those things. So yeah, that
Okay,
works.
all right. So you also told us about, taking in your failures and moving on. So how did you do that personally? I'm pretty sure there must have been times when you felt like giving up, or you were just irritated in general. So how do you, cope up with these times? What are the things that you follow? Do you, completely ignore these thoughts, or do you take in these thoughts and, try to have a positive approach? What do you do?
Actually, to be very honest, that at a certain point when I started with the course, so I used to feel the same, like oh my god, ab nahi ho pa raha. It's a lot tough to work and do the things simultaneously. So it's a kind of thinking which is developed earlier. Okay, so when I started with the things, I started with our first module was Excel. It works well and it went well, and I used to like solve the assignments and everything in certain amount of time before the time frame. I would say that I got an in interest, like okay, I am doing this thing in this time, so I would try to approach the things more better. Okay, so it's all about how well you like understand the thing, and how religiously you implement those things. So it always depends on you. Okay, if you're not, just don't be hesitate to ask. If you stuck at certain point, just ask. There are a lot of people at BI, and they can support you, they can help you with the things, the technical aspects where you are struggling, we are stuck. So just don't be afraid of stucking, like it will come, it will, there will be a lot of times that you will face challenges like this, but you need to be when you overcome that, when you solve that, it gives you a sense of satisfaction. Okay, okay, I have solved that problem earlier, and there was then you can tell others also, Arey, this is like simple thing, you can solve this thing and this way. So it's all about when you implemented those things and when you stuck with those things, so you will say that okay, it can be solved, there's nothing like that. There's no, when you, so it's just like that. So you don't need to have that much of like fear of errors and everything. Okay, so that it can overcome you, you should try to overcome that. And so it needs to be followed, and I followed that personally, and it helps me. Yeah.
All right, Ujjwal. So, before summing up the session, what I want to ask you, the last question that we have for you for the day, even though you just gave us such an amazing advice, this is also something that I want to know. what advice would you give to people who are planning to pursue this course, or are maybe freshers in the field of data science altogether? So what advice would you give to them so that they're probably encouraged to study more and just go hands on into this field?
Actually, I would say that it should come from yourself. Okay, no one can force you to implement or to learn the things. I personally feel that I used to like fail a lot while understanding the things in my school days, in my college days also. So everyone has that certain pinpoint in that moment. So after that, uh, uh, if you get you can say that you are in a good position. Okay, you are in a certain position that uh, you are started with the this board infinity curriculum, and everyone wants to enroll under data science platform. Don't needs to join the curriculum for the hype thing. Just try to understand what data science does. Okay, and how well you can learn the things, and how it needs to be have a sense of passion from your end, like how much dedication you need to give to that part. And I would say that BI changes that my approach, what I was thinking earlier, and it changes a lot. All the mentors and everyone, and in my teammates also, everyone is so much of optimism that no, there's nothing big, if you're stuck, then let it be. Okay, we will try to debug that. If you have that certain mindset now, when you implement those things, you can implement any other things. When you're stuck with that thing, you can you can debug everything. So if you have that kind of mindset, then I would say that you can overcome anything. And for the learners who are new to and who are yet to join BI curriculum, I would say that just be so before joining, just try to make yourself understandable that you need to give that much amount of time while joining the after joining the curriculum. And what are the things that would be expected from your side, because we will try to give the best of our learning platform, but you need to follow the things very religiously. Then it would be a good thing, because see, if you are spending some money, if you are spending your energies, spending your time, spending your everything, then it needs to have a certain amount of cost, and you need to bear that cost. So I would say that just just stuck with the things, and just try to implement the things, just try to engage with more on the technical side, whether you're stuck, whether you're not from computer science or any other backgrounds, not from engineer background, either from any background. So it's this is the field which is open to all, I would say that. And the person who excels in understanding of the concepts and the clarity of the things, then he or she would definitely excel in data science field, that I can guarantee. Because I personally feel, because there are some many colleagues in Quantiphi also, they are not engineers. Okay, and but some are mathematics MSc, and they are very very good position, and they have a sense of you. When you conversate with them, you can feel the what are the things that is different, and from your perspective. So it's just about the things, how you learn, how you implement the things, and how religiously you follow the while you're starting with the things. So I would say like that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, I guess this was a very fruitful session for everybody, because I know I, for one, am taking so many things in, and I always learn whenever I have a conversation with learners and coaches. So, thank you so much, Ujjwal, for sharing your insights and everything there is to know, because everybody was so excited to have you on board, to have you join this live session. And many questions have been answered. So that is something that we are very thankful for. So once again, thank you so much, Ujjwal, for being here with us and taking out the time to share your insights, your experiences, and everything else.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. And it's a pleasure for me to tell my things to the learners and who are yet to join. And I would want that this change to be going on, and I would want a person who would be doing the like having the same conversation with you with a good son, getting some good package from the and from himself. So just I would say that try, just don't lose hope. Okay. uh, One example is me. Okay, and you can be next example. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
It was great. Thank you so much, Ujjwal.
Okay, bye bye.